Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway. Let's get into the action today. Number one, markets have pulled back off of their highs. I did a video earlier today that was posted up that showed and analyzed the markets which were trading at this pivot high. And what I said to you earlier has come to perfect fruition. If you look at this pivot top, which was that big reversal here last Friday, we retested and pierced that level but couldn't close above it here. And then even today we retested it, but ultimately we're selling off, and we have sold off, although you are getting a pretty solid bounce here into the end of the day. But bottom line is, markets, guys, very clearly can be seen here as having the inability. They're not able to get above this level. So that is something, and I said this earlier in the video, that now going into next week, I'm going to have a neutral to negative bias on the markets. Not a full-out negative bias, because again, this market has such light volume that I think it's very tough to kind of keep this market in check in terms of pushing it down. There's so much positive sentiment, but again, neutral to negative would be the analysis and the way you want to analyze things going forward here now. Okay, so that's what we have here on the charts, guys, and again, markets have just closed at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and again, a nice little sell-off into the end of the day here, and a close right around the 207, 207.09 area, as again the final prints are coming through. One other thing I'd like to point out, quite a few charts out there got hammered today or had big reversals, and this on a light volume half day, it doesn't mean as much as on a regular heavy volume day, but again, it is something you want to pay attention to. For instance, take a look at the IWM today. Look at this, down 1.5%. That is a huge rollover and collapse, just a huge rollover and collapse on that Russell. Remember, this is the Russell 2000 tracking ETF. And again, you see that type of rollover, that's got to get your attention in terms of overall market condition. And again, you can't blame that on oil because the IWM is small caps. It's not, you don't have the Schlumbergers in there. You don't have other factors in there that are doing it. So obviously there's some money running for cover from higher risk plays. If you look at the QQQ, this is something of interest too. And again, the QQQ did roll over a little bit, but not enough. If it had stayed down here or gone a little bit lower, you would have had a bottoming tail, but no bottoming tail there. And lastly, take a look at charts like Amgen. All right, now Amgen did bounce back a little into the close on that little spider's bounce, but again, look at this chart. That could be a potential topping tail. It's borderline, but again, just something we want to pay attention to. But again, bottom line is, if you go back to the SPY here, folks, and we flip back to the intraday, I think the big thing you want to focus on here is definitely the inability for the markets to take out this 207.80 level. And again, if you watch my video earlier on the S&P 500, I talked about this level when we were trading up into it and said that is the level to watch at 1 p.m. to see where the markets close, if the markets close above or below that. And again, I said to you then, if it closes above, positive bias. If it closes below, neutral to negative bias. All right, guys, again, come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Next week promises to be a very, I repeat, very, very fun week. And let's see what we have here. Take the 7-day free trial to InTheMoneyStocks.com's research center to get trade alerts, and I'll be looking at putting out plenty. I just put out one a few minutes ago for members just before the market closed, and we're ready to rock next week. Take care, guys. Have a great afternoon, great evening.